This is episode 33 of the Learn Piano in Your Car series. I'm Carol Brotherston. Today I'm talking about something I've created, which is the ×7 fast track formula. It is what it says on the tin, actually. You will proceed and progress 7 times faster with my method than you would with other methods. And it's not just about the ×7 acceleration, but the formula actually contains 7 elements. Listening to people on social media, I've realized a lot of people only play pieces, piece after piece after piece, and then wonder why they're not getting anywhere, or they're struggling, or they're not speeding up. And I'm talking about people who've played for sometimes 2 or 3 weeks. Often it's 7 or 8 months. Sometimes it's longer. But the thing is, if you went to one-to-one lessons, you wouldn't just play pieces. And that's the key to this, I think. So I've created the ×7 fast track formula, and it actually means that you will progress 7 times faster with this method. And that's actually proven. I've been testing it in my academy for quite a while now, and I've had that level of development from my students. But the formula actually does contain 7 elements. So let me tell you what those elements are today, because you can apply some of this yourself. So you first of all need a method book for adults, for self-teaching specifically. Now, my method book is new on the market. It's called Perfect Piano, and you can get it on Amazon. And it is set up specifically for adults to self-teach themselves. But I'm sure there are other books out there for the same purpose. But you need to make sure you get a book for adults to self-teach, because there are lots of other books out there, maybe for adults, but they're designed to be used with a one-to-one teacher. And some books are for children, or also designed to be used with a one-to-one teacher. So you have to be careful what you buy to start with. So that's the first thing. Get a method book specifically for what you want to do. Some people don't want to learn properly as well. It's worth mentioning that. They actually want to improvise, in which case there are different books for that as well. So it's a bit mind-boggling, because there is a lot available out there. So you need to be careful what you buy. Then you need sight reading books. Now, sight reading is not reading from sheet. That's a myth that people that haven't been taught by a teacher don't get, or get confused with sometimes. So sight reading is a specific book. You get them on Amazon. In the fast track formula, I suggest you get a beginner's method book, a grade 1 sight reading book, and it tells you what to do inside the book. Sight reading books are different to sheet music, and the pieces of music that you play in a sight reading book are short, and there's specific step-by-step things that you should do before you approach a piece of sheet music. So you get a sight reading book. You need a theory book, a grade 1 theory book, I suggest. In those books, you write your answers. So there's like little mini tests almost. And so you can learn from them. You're learning the theory, but also, so not just reading is what I'm trying to say. You're actually required to think about what you've learned and apply it in writing. Always use a pencil. That's a really handy tip, because you're going to do a lot of rubbing out in a theory book. So that's the third element of the ×7 fast track. Then scales and arpeggios. Now, you probably heard of the circle of fifths, and the best bit of advice I can give you to start with is twofold. Start at the top of the circle and go down both sides of it. Don't just go around it clockwise or round it anti-clockwise. So you're aiming to go down both sides together. Also, this is not popular. Don't try and learn all the scales immediately. Learn half a dozen to start with and master those half a dozen. And then you want to be learning an extra one maybe once a month, an extra two once a month. So you're aiming to have learned all of the scales over a period of maybe 3 or 4 years, 48 months possibly. That was 48, not 428. Take your time. This is about balanced learning. You don't want to throw all your eggs in the basket and spend all your practice time practicing scales and arpeggios to get that lot up to speed when you've got key signatures on the circle of fifths that have 7 sharps and 7 flats, and you're never in creation going to see those key signatures in the music that you're playing until you get up to about grade 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. And you're not going to reach that level for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So what's the point in learning all the scales and trying to remember all those key signatures? It's a waste of time. So you're learning 6 or 7 of the scales at the top, the key signatures at the top of the circle of fifths down both sides, and you're practicing them until you can play them really well both hands. And I suggest you try and play them staccato and also with your eyes shut. You're mastering that skill set. So embed the first 6 or 7, and then your focus is on learning an extra 1 or 2 a month. And you're not going any faster than that. And you're also, as well as learning scales, you're learning arpeggios and chords. Okay, so that's a balanced learning. Don't just learn a bit of it. So that, I think, was the 4th element in the times 7 fast track formula. You need feedback. Feedback is really important, and I do appreciate self-taught people struggle with getting feedback. Where would you get it? As it happens, I'm happy to give some free feedback on my Facebook page, which is a private page, but you can find it if you look for Carol Brotherston. Then you can join my private page from there, and I'll help you. I'm so passionate about adults learning piano that I'm happy to invest some time in you. Then you also need daily exercises. It's in the words, isn't it? Daily practices. So you're bringing those exercises into your practice. They don't need to take very long, 2 or 3 minutes. I suggest you get a series of books called Dozen a Day. Again, get the first one. You're starting all of this with the first one. Grade 1 theory, grade 1 sight reading, book 1, Dozen a Day. And you start at the beginning and you work your way through all the exercises, but not all at once. It's 1 or 2 a day, or 3 or 4 a week. And set yourself a practice schedule. And those exercises will consolidate what you've learned in your theory book, the technique that you're developing with your scales, as well as what you're learning in the method book. So you see how it brings these things all work together for good. And grade 1 solo books. So you need to make sure that you are working on pieces of music that are at the right level for you. And to start with your method book, if you've got the right one, we'll have pieces of music that are at the level of the method book. But when you get to the end of the method book, or towards the end of the method book, you might want to start adding some other pieces to your repertoire. And I suggest you get a grade 1 solo book from Amazon. And these are well-written pieces of music. I could go on and on about I mean, how would you know what level a piece of sheet music is if it's not in a book that says grade 1? If somebody's not graded it for you, if you're just picking it up from a Google search, you wouldn't know how hard or easy it is. If you play something that's too easy, you're not going to learn anything from that. If you play something too hard, you'll be destroyed. The only way, well, it's not the only way, but the best way for you, without the aid of a teacher, to get music at the right level for you is the grade 1 solo books on Amazon. So did you notice I've mentioned grade 1 solo books, book 1 dozen a day, grade 1 theory, grade 1 sight reading, and reiterating that again because that's how you up level. When you get to the end of all of that grade 1 material, you move up to grade 2. And that's how you progress. You don't always need a method book because the method book will teach you how to sit at the piano, how to identify the notes, how to read music. But once you've done all that and you've committed all that to memory, then you're going to expand on that. And how to expand on that, I believe, is through using the 7 times fast track formula and the graded series that's widely available. So I hope that really helps you. If you've got any questions, it's info@themusicroom.org.uk. And you can join my Facebook group if you like for free feedback. I also have the Perfect Piano Academy, and I'm still running an offer, £1 for the first month. And in the Academy, you can access that Perfect Piano book that I mentioned on Amazon is in the Academy as a digital download. So you're getting the benefit of that straight up just for £1. Okay, if you like what you're hearing, contact me or jump in and get involved. I'm Carol Brotherston. I'll see you soon. Have a great day.